B1504, and this is One Girl's Journey Through Cancer. This is going to be a video about breast cancer. If you don't want to watch a video about breast cancer, I'm going to count you down. You have from 5 to turn off this video. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye. Today's kind of an update, and there's several things I want to talk to you guys about. Surgery, how'd that go? Adjuvant care, doctors, tests, and quality of life. I'm going to start with surgery. Oh my God, what was that anesthesiologist on? I was in the zone and ready to go have this operation, and dude, he had me knocked out. You know how they put your arms out on those things? He had me knocked out before my second arm was down. I mean, I was out of there as quickly as he could get me out of there. Then when I woke up, of course, I was in the hospital and a little bit overdrugged is what I'm thinking. So I had to ask the nurses to stop the Percocet pain medication because my brain just wouldn't clear out of that anesthesia fog. And so once the Percocet quit, it took probably way over 24 hours for my mind to clear well enough for me to lift my head to eat something. I couldn't lift my head. The anesthesia was so strong. Or the Percocet, or the combination, whatever. It was not fun. The surgery, I have no clue. The hospital afterwards sucked. Nurses in the hospital, overall I probably had 10 different nurses or nurses' aides, and 9 of them were great and 1 of them sucked. Do not be afraid to tell them you don't want that nurse. You can have a different nurse. That's exactly what I did, and that's exactly what happened. I said, I don't want that nurse. She was being mean to me. She made me cry twice, okay? She had to have the boot, okay? So don't be afraid to do that yourself. Doctors, my surgeon and I, we still have this hate-hate relationship going on. I hate that I have to have a surgeon who I think is prejudiced against me. And, oh well, it's over. That's the best thing I can say. I have to meet her one more time, but that's pretty much it for her. I don't have any more bosoms she can cut off, so I'm kind of done with my breast surgeon. I have been meeting with all kinds of doctors. I currently have 5 physicians. One of them is a medical oncologist. He's the guy who wants to do chemo. Within 5 minutes of knowing me and without running any additional tests, he suggested a 3rd generation chemotherapy regime, which is the hardest core you can get. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute there, cowboy, what about hormone treatment? And he said, no, not in your case. And I said, okay. I said, I need a test for this because there's something there on my, I need some kind of test because there's a tumor on one of my vertebrae. Then because the 20 lymph nodes, which is a lot, 10 is a lot, 20, oh my God. I wanted everything tested. I wanted MRI scan of my head, my chest, my body, whatever. So there's a couple of MRI tests. There's that bone scan for my vertebrae. He did a bunch of blood tests. And then there's something else called a MUG or a MUG or something, MGUG, MUG, whatever. What that is a test that oncologists do to see if your heart is strong enough to stand up to the chemotherapy. I didn't know that till the next day after. I'm having that test tomorrow. I didn't know what it was, but oh my fucking God. Seriously, is your heart strong enough to take it? You might be able to see where I'm going with this. Anyway, I was also referred to a gynecological oncologist who I've already been told is going to want to do a little preemptive strike on those ovaries of mine. It's not quite a full hysterectomy, but they do want to remove those ovaries, and it's a simple operation. It's the same kind you have when you have your tubes tied. It's laparoscopic. They just make 2 little cuts, put a little tube in there, and put the instruments through the tube. You don't feel a thing except really gassy when it's over. I think I might want to keep them ovaries for a while yet. If you watch the flow video, you'll understand why. couple other people that weren't doctors that I did speak with. One was a genetic counselor. This is a salesperson who wants to market to my BRCA cancer gene mutant family. They were anxious for names and addresses of my family so that they could send them a letter explaining what this cancer mutation means. And basically what it means is anyone I'm related to by blood has a 50-50 chance of having this gene mutation and a chance of getting cancer. So you have to get tested. They are ready and willing to offer you that test. I just didn't feel comfortable giving them my family history, names, addresses, phone numbers. I ain't giving it up. They are not, it's really Orwellian to me that they are marketing health with a deadly disease of cancer to my family because they can, because the gene's identified. We're going to go sell some services to those people. So I kind of hate the genetic counselor. She didn't have any information to share with me. I actually shared information with her by bringing my BRCA test with me to show her. There's another person, a patient advocate. This person works for the hospital or the breast care center, whatever, and it says patient advocate right in her job title. But this person is not on your side. This person works for the hospital or the breast care center and relays everything you say, whatever, like for example, I'm not real comfortable with my breast care surgeon. She relays every word I say right back to my breast care surgeon, and my breast care surgeon ignores it as if I'm not aware of the gossip. These two women work together, they probably have lunch together, they talk quite a bit. She's even told me, I discussed it with her, I talked to her about it. I'm like, oh yeah? And the next time I met her, I fed her a bunch of shit to make sure you tell her. And that's what my patient advocate's been good for. In with the patient advocate was this wonderful woman who was kind of a nurse assistant patient advocate. And she helped me, trained me how to use the Jackson Press, gave me a bunch of things, aftercare products, compression tops. She had a lot of good information to share, and she's kind of a wonderful person. But really, watch out for those patient advocates, because they're really on the healthcare professional side, not yours. Tests, again, I had to ask that oncologist for all of those tests. The only thing that oncologist offered me was physical therapy, and which is great. It comes in the form of massage. I'm going to love it. So he referred me to a physical therapist who called me right away. That's all moving forward. But all those other tests for my whole body care, for the safety of my world and my life and my well-being, I had to specifically ask for. He wasn't even thinking like that. I was going to wait until all those tests came back to make my decision, but it's been a while. It's been a good 2 weeks since I saw that man while we were waiting for all these tests to come about. And I have made my decision. And it's a quality of life decision. And I borrowed this next bit from somebody on one of my groups. She said, I'm choosing a less aggressive form of treatment that enhances my quality of life. And that's how I feel. She said what I feel. I feel that chemo is really aggressive and it's not going to do me a whole lot of good, weighing the quality of life against the length of life, quantity of life. No, I'm not that kind of girl. I'm going for quality. This is a highly personal choice. It's what works for me, might not work for you. A lot of people want to go out kicking and screaming. They don't want to die, and they're not going to shorten their life. They're going to do everything they can to make it last longer. I'm not that person. I'm one of those people who would rather go gently into that good night. I found a quote by Roy Disney, Walt Disney's brother. He said, "It's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are." I know what my values are, and that made it a whole lot easier to make that decision. And my decision is made. There's going to be no chemotherapy no matter what they find. So my current diagnosis, without those distant metastasis tests, is stage 3C. That's about as far as you can go without getting to that final stage, which is stage 4. So stage 3C, pending those tests. Prognosis for stage 3C, with the kinder, gentler medication that I'm going to take, I'm going to have hormonal therapy. With hormonal therapy, there's a 40% chance that I'll live a whole nother 15 years. I'll probably live closer to 10, okay? But with the hormones, maybe 15. We'll see how it goes. With the chemo and the hormone, just so you know, 60% chance of living 20 years. So the odds are 20% better with chemo, and it adds an extra 5 years. I'm just not going to do it, okay? At my age, with hormonal therapy, I have a chance to live to the ripe old age of 73. 73 is good. I'm cool with that. With the chemotherapy, it would be 78. Equally good, but then I'd have to endure chemotherapy, and I'm not going to do it. I am going to endure the radiation therapy along with the hormone therapy, because radiation therapy is approximately 70% effective. Now, y'all know I think that chemotherapy is only 2 or 3% effective. I'm going to be generous. Let's suppose chemotherapy is 10% effective. And, okay, radiation therapy is 70% effective. So I'm going to have radiation therapy and hormone therapy. Screw them and their really expensive chemo. I'm just not going to do it. And I wanted to also let you know that this is probably going to be the last cancer vid, because I'm sick of them. I'm healing well. I've got therapy to come. I've got radiation to come. It's all going to be miserable. You all know it. Everybody's got it online. You can look it up. You don't have to see me go through it. I don't want to see me go through it. I am getting used to having no bosoms. It's kind of weird. At odd times you think, oh, there's no boobs there. But kids, I just want you to know this is probably the last video, and I am so sorry you had to watch. But thank you for watching, and I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope it helped you a little bit somewhere. CB1504, One Girl's Journey Through Cancer, signing off.
Oh, baby, now the mystery is ending. All through the night you struggle with your dreams. Oh, now there's nothing left to say. Just dance for me in the high beams. Oh, baby, now the mystery is ending. All through the night you struggle with your dreams. Oh, now there's nothing left to say. Just dance for me in the high beams.